Good morning to all listener or viewer. This is Showtime at the office, but today I'm actually home because it's Labor Day. So so I'm not at the office today, and we have a guest for you. She's gonna introduce herself very soon. First, I just want to give some background about me because we're gonna be talking about business ethic today. So I think I should mention about my business. My name is Frank. For those who see me for the first time, I've been in business for over, I would say, 20 years now. I own a tax office, a financial service office, I should say, where we do tax preparation, we do payroll, insurance, many other service we provide. So just so you could know that, I have experience in running a business since we're going to be talking about business ethic. So why don't you introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. My name is Rosalie Charles. I run the hashtag Kids Clubhouse that's located in Roosevelt, New York. I'm a daycare provider. I have been running my daycare now going on 5 years.
Beautiful. So how's your day, Miss Charles?
Day's going well. Today we have a very interesting topic to talk about. We're going to be talking about work ethics and
Great,
what we
awesome.
do for a living.
Yes, yes. So, you would agree that, we hear a lot of things, I'm gonna just jump right into it. We hear a lot of things about Black business, Caribbean business, or people saying, oh, I don't want to do business with any Caribbean, or, sometimes I'm Haitian. Oh, I don't want to do business with any Haitian, or they're always complaining. The customer always complaining. And then when we talk to some other owner, they're always complaining to saying that uh, the people treat Black business differently, where they're very hostile with us because we are, we either the same color as them, uh, from the same culture, where either they're always asking for discount, they're asking, they don't want to pay the full price, so many things going on, or they give us a harder time, so there's so many things when it comes to Black business. So I wanted to know, what is your opinion um, about that? What are we doing differently than our counterpart? Do they go to the Jewish business, white business, or Chinese business and do the same thing, where they don't want to pay the full price as the customer, or as the business owner, do they not provide the service that is considered professional to white customers, to any other customers?
The first way I want to address this is I'm gonna address the first issue. The
Mhm.
first issue is basically about how do we, as African American or Caribbean descent, how do we conduct our businesses, and why is it that people complain about some of the services that we provide? If you have a business base and you have complaints that are coming in, sometimes you have to kind of look within yourself to find out what is it that I'm doing in my business that I'm not meeting up the standards. The
Mhm.
first thing for me, which is a big thing, is time. First
Mhm.
thing for me, which is huge, is time. If your business is set to open up at 10 a.m., you as a business person should be there by 9 o'clock. So 10 a.m., you are open. It doesn't matter what type of business you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're running a local library, if you're running a grocery store, if you're in a daycare, a tax place. The first thing is you need to respect people's time. That's why a lot of time people will have problems with certain businesses that are, owned by certain individuals, because the
Mhm.
first thing it is time is the first thing.
Yes.
So that's one issue that I have heard, And for me, it's a major thing when it comes down to time, that I watch the time extremely carefully. Because when you mismanage your time, you're basically disrespecting other people's time and services. So it doesn't matter how good your product is. If you cannot respect the time, it's not going to work. And it's going to look less than anything else. So that's the one thing we need to do. In our homes, we have a lot of cleaning up, I should say, that we have to do. Number one, we need to respect people's time. Number two, you need to come to work ready to work. You come to work ready to work. It doesn't matter what happened at home. It doesn't matter what happened while you was on your way to work. When you come to work, you need to come in with a different energy. You leave all of that, like I tell my staff, all that stays outside the door. Because
Customer service.
once you step in here, you're in a completely different zone. Our customers, we have our little people. So our little people, they want to see the smiles. They want to see, even if you are wearing a mask, if your eyes are lit up and you're smiling, kids sense it. They sense it and they can see the difference. You want to bring your best foot forward to your customers, even if your customers are kids. If you work in customer service, you want to bring your best foot forward to customer service because you represent the overall business that you are working in. And like I said, a lot of my Caribbean people, if you are working somewhere, if you do not like what you do, then you have every choice to go and find other employment somewhere else. But what is devastating is when you try to bring it down with you, you're trying to bring the business down with you. So us as business owners, us as managers, us as CEOs, not only do we need to manage our time of when we open it up, we also need to manage our staff as well, because you want them to come in, dress properly. You want them to talk properly to the customers. It doesn't matter what type of business you're doing. Even if you have a customer that is being hard, don't take it personal. Because at the end of the day, like I tell my staff, we're looking for money.
Exactly.
This is what the end game is at the end of the day.
Can I jump in for a minute? You cover a lot of things, which I want to go to the customer service. Very important time, yes, because if you put a time at the door, you open at this time, they expect you to be there. If you're gonna be late, put a note on the door or the window, letting them know you're gonna be late. Put it on your voicemail. You're not open that day. Whatever you gotta do. Customer service, yes. To me, it's so hard finding staff, because you're trying to manage them, and it seemed like people, I would say employee, they don't want to, it seems like they don't understand customer service, especially when you go to a Haitian restaurants, for the most part, not everywhere, because you don't want to blame everyone, that they're not smiling. The tone of voice is important also. Facial expression is something, because you don't want the person to feel like, hey, I don't want them
to feel uncomfortable. You don't want them to feel uncomfortable, because it's very uncomfortable when you come somewhere and the person has a frown on their face and you have to negotiate business with them.
And it's like they feel like the client. You don't want the client to feel like you're doing them a favor, because the client is bringing you business, so you gotta make sure that you actually you want them to come in, not like, hey, I'm doing you a favor, by you coming to my business. No, it's the other way around. The client is doing you a favor to come to your business.
As a consumer, you want to feel good about where you spend your money at.
Yes.
So it goes the other way around too. So if you're on the other side of the counter, and if you're selling the business, even if it's not, I think a lot of times what we may have within our community is the fact that the person behind the counter, they feel like it's not their business. So they don't necessarily have to give it that 100% try. But what they are failing to realize is that, okay, even though you say it may not be a business, but you are taking a part of that business, and it is your face that they are seeing. So even if you don't necessarily want to, let's put it this way, make your boss richer or make the CEO richer, but at the end of the day, that job is providing something.
Let me ask you this, because I'm just thinking, because I have different people working for me, right? I had Spanish, I think I had Indian, Guyanese. Do you find it in the African, American or a Caribbean employee that they're sometimes a little tougher to provide customer service, right? And then is it only when they work for a Black employer that they act like that? Because when they work in a corporation, which is on, by a white or whatever, a big corporation
Mhm.
where a franchise, do they act the way that they act?
I believe that everything starts at the head. The fish always rots from the head, never from the tail.
Okay.
So me as a manager, me as a CEO, I already have standards. So before you even are introduced to my customers, I would already feel your personality.
Okay.
I already have standards. I already have what I expect from you. I do my very best, no matter what nationality you are. If you are employed by me, you all will get treated the same. That means that I'm going to have respect for myself. So there's certain conversations that I'm not necessarily going to have with you. We're not going to hang out after work because at the end of the day, I need to keep a level of respect for myself. My personal life stays personal. And for me, it's all about the business when it comes down to it. I give my staff respect. I'm actually in the business of working for them because they need to tell me what they need for them to get their job done. So they would tell me, we are missing this, we need this, we need this, we need this. It's my job to provide them all the tools that they need so that they can do their work. So I tell them all the time, I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. But at the end of the day, if you step out of line, know that I will come. I will come, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna come with fury and fire, but everything does start with leadership. Leadership all starts from the head. So if you're going to lead, you're going to have to lead in a way where you get respect, you earn respect, you give respect more than you even get the respect. But you have to feel the person's personality because people will act one way with you, and when you're not there, they'll act a different way. You there's one important stuff. I always tell my staff, your vision is always going to be 90 because the only task you need to worry about is the task that is laid out for you to worry about, the task I'm paying you for. I have to do 360. That means that I need to look out for your task, this task, that task, the task for all of my customers. I need to be able to do the whole 360. You only need to do the 90.
Okay.
So me knowing that I have to do 360, my vision will always be different from your vision because you may see one small issue. If a problem happens, you couldn't answer with a customer. For you, it's something very small, but for me, that customer may have been a customer that has been there for 10 years. That customer may be a customer that is branded into the business. But even though the customer is a one-day customer, still a customer. So leadership starts at the top. So when it comes down to your staffing, their attitude, different nationality, that's something as a mode, as a person, we need to break, especially if we're trying to be in America, we're of minority and we want to run business. We need to look at things differently and we need to hold people up to certain standards, but we need to hold ourselves up to the most type of standards where we can't do anything we want to do and we cannot say anything we want to say.
Okay, so the bottom line is, if the person is, first the manager have to do their job. Second is that if the staff is not doing the job, you need to fire them and get somebody else.
You have to do what you need to do, and it cannot be personal. Because at the end of the day, I tell my staff, I'm here to support you. I'm here to support you, and that's what my main job is. I will be watching you, but I'm also here to support you as well.
Yes.
And you give people respect. In order to get respect, you have to give respect, and it helps if you were doing their job before. Because one thing I like about my business, I did all positions. So I know what it takes for them to do what they need to do. If you're a leader and you never had to be on the bottom step, you may overlead and abuse your staff. But if you had to do the work that they had to do, it comes with a form of humbleness because you know how much it's going to take. You know how hard they work.
Yes.
So there's certain things that will come up. You'll have a better idea of how to deal with it. You'll be able to work with your staff instead of working against your staff. I don't believe management should work against their staff. I believe everyone should be in one accord and work together.
Okay. So, again, we're here talking about business ethic with Miss Charles, who own the daycare, right? And West Hempstead?
No, I'm in Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. Oh my God, I always get them confused.
No. Hashtag Kids Clubhouse.
Okay, yes. So, I really like your insight. You've been in business for a long time, and I like the fact that you touch on so many key points as far as customer service. My other thing I wanted to touch on is the as far as the owner, right? I just my train of thought. We hear many times that the owner, they're complaining, saying that where they owe us to a different standard as far as the customer. The customer sometimes they come in being rude, because they see us as a Black business owner, like they're they're not giving us the respect, like I say, they don't want to pay full price, right? Because I feel like, do they go to Macy's and unless Macy's having a sale, do they go to Macy's and if they see the sale tag say $100 and say, oh, I'm only gonna give you 50? They do that to why is it that we getting that, as business owner, we give a price because within that price, people need to understand this is the money that you're gonna use to pay the bill, the staff, the and whatever is left for the owner. And I feel like we always saying, oh yeah, Black business, they're not up to standard. The place is teared down, is not up to code, but you guys don't want to pay. You don't want to pay the money that they ask, the fee or the service charge, and you expect to come into a nice place, because if you always giving me less than what I'm asking you, how can I keep the place up to date?
Well, for me to answer that question, the best thing to do, you have a price list. You have to have a price list and you have to stick to your price list. It costs what it costs. As a business person, if you know this is how much money you need to make for the end of the year to be able to do your renovation, to keep your business going forward, it costs what it costs. The reasons why they cannot go inside of Macy's and bargain Macy's down is because they know it costs what it costs. If you know that your business has a certain standard and has a repetition, I do price lists. That means that I'm not going to give you one price and then turn around and give you other price. The price list is there clearly for everyone to see. It costs what it costs. If you cannot afford it, then this is not the place for you to get service. I'm not going to bring down my cost and able to satisfy what you're looking for. It costs what it costs, and the cost is high because it's worth that cost. So to make it easier for everyone, if you have a price list, the person comes in, you're doing this is how much it costs. You're doing this is how much it costs. That way everyone sees it. So when you say it, okay, you need this paperwork done, it's $50. Oh, can I have it for $25? I'm sorry, it costs $50. Come back when you have it with a smile on your face. It costs $50. It costs what it costs.
Yes.
If you cannot afford it, it's just not for you. And that's the reason why they feel like they are able to negotiate. And I have to be honest, when I first started my business, I wanted to satisfy and make everyone happy. I did some ridiculous things. And then I realized something at the end of the day, I was underpaid. Of course, you'll always be underappreciated because no one's here to appreciate you if you cannot appreciate what you're doing yourself. I was underpaid. I felt like I was taken for a ride, taken for a joke. I would give such a big discount. And then I would see like my customers, for crying out loud, they're able to do stuff I can't even do on certain grand levels because I cannot afford to do it. And then I realized my cost, my overall overhead, I wasn't able to meet my overhead. Why? Because I wasn't charging what I was supposed to charge. Now, it costs what it costs.
Amen.
That's simple. But make a price list so everyone can see it, so they know. Because one thing people look for, if they hear this person got a deal, then they're gonna want a deal too. There is no deals.
So I know we touch many different aspects. So and I can. Because many people think that starting a business is easy, right? Just go open the door and start a business, right? because there's a lot of for plan, right? That you had to do. Me, I took business management in school. And one of the things that say even before you start the business, you had to do survey. I don't think anybody does that. I mean, anybody, maybe the big business or, but as a small business, do we have money to even do survey? Because you're supposed to do survey to see the demographic of the area, what type of people, and then what are you gonna, what type of service you're gonna provide if the people, want that service, right? Right. That's the first thing you need to do. And then when you get the business, there's other stuff you need to do. You have to register the business, do all this type of thing where to get the business running, to get the business started. And then there's the other part to manage to keep the business at flow, right? So what did you do when you were starting your business? Because I know you mentioned how there was a lot of trials and error, right? So can you give, I think you touched on it, but can you go in more detail?
I know in the beginning, when I decided to open up my daycare, you always have to look for where there's a need. Because where there's a need, you could provide the service.
Yes.
The area I live in, there's a very big, huge need for a good, qualified child care facility. We just need it in the town of Roosevelt. Parents need to be able to go to work, and they need to know that their kids are safe, number one. The kids will be well taken care of mentally and physically. And the topper on top of it, their child will also be educated as well.
Okay.
That's what made me decide to open up a daycare, because number one, there was a need. Starting up any type of business, it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to give everything, all your time, all your energy. You have to be willing to fail, to make mistakes so that you can make corrections. I'm not talking about the ridiculous mistakes that people make where it's like, oh, someone told me I have to make mistakes in order to make corrections. There's something that's called common sense. If it's a mistake, which may be a bad mistake, but it was something that was done unintentionally with no one being hurt, you could always fix and repair that. But life is a learning curve.
Yes.
Something doesn't work, you turn the other direction, you try it a different way. You ask. You get advice from someone that has been there before. You don't have to create this whole thing by yourself, because this world is a circle. Someone has done it before. And if one person is not willing to give you the information, you go to the next person. You knock on every single door until someone opens the door and gives you what you need. You may have to be like me. You take a little bit from here, a little bit from here, a little bit from here. You use your own common sense. You put it together to make something better, which works for you. So any type of business that you start, first thing for me with work ethics is number one, enjoy what you do. Have a genuine passion for it, because you will do it longer if you have a genuine passion for it. Be committed. Be committed in everything that you do.
All right.
You have to commit yourself to what you're doing. That means that if you open your business at 10 o'clock, I'm a stickler for time. You open up at 10 o'clock, you need to be there at 9 o'clock. So 10 o'clock on the dot, your doors are open. If you cannot be there, make sure someone else is there to open that door at 10. Unless, like you said, you gave a prior reason, like today's Labor Day. Some businesses open up a little bit later. You put it on your door. On Labor's Day, this is when we're going to open up. Information, correct information gives off everything. You shouldn't have a problem with someone coming into your business at this point and them trying to change your price around. It doesn't happen. Your services alone speaks for what you're asking for. Your services alone speak for it. In my daycare, I had one parent. She told me, it was funny because I was just talking about this today. She was like, I was looking at your house and I was like, I can't afford this daycare. Like, she would tell her family, I cannot afford this daycare. She's like, this place looked amazing from the outside. And she just happened to know a good friend of mine. And the good friend of mine told her, did you go check out, the kids clubhouse yet? Because they call me Juju. That's Juju's daycare. She was like, what's the address? She gave her the address and she's like, wait a minute. That's that daycare I'm always talking about that I can't afford. And when she came inside, yes, she could have afforded. Yes, she has been with me now for 3 years. I had her baby since her baby was 3 months old. But because of the way I presented myself, I raised the bar and I raised the standard. So when she came in and I gave her the price, she was like, oh yeah, this is way more worth it. She's like, oh my God, there was gonna be way more than that. And she figured out how to do her budget because people will pay for what they want.
Yes.
People will pay for what they value to be worth it to them. Okay, they may not want to buy something for $2, but turn around and buy like a $40,000 car because to them it is worth it to them. So that's a part of my work ethics. We could go into, there's so much different avenues to go into when you're doing business.
Yeah.
One thing we need to do as, people are minority is to basically set up our business the right way. Get a good accountant like you.
Yeah.
Frank is my accountant now. Get a great accountant like Frank that cares about growing small businesses, that cares about people being developed. I love your work ethics, perfect work ethics. And get yourself a plan.
Yes.
You have your short-term goals, you have your long-term goals. You make sure you keep your time steady, run your program the way you want to run your program, keep your place of business clean.
No, yes, very important.
Keep it clean. I go outside and I sweep the grounds outside just to keep it looking clean, especially with COVID. You want to keep the disinfectant and you want to follow the DC,
the CDC,
Department of Health and
the CDC rule guideline. Yes.
We want to follow the guidelines of the CDC and any other type of guidelines that your job inquires for you to do. We as minorities, we could run business. I don't believe in saying we can't or should we. We can run business. We can run a great, successful, satisfying business. And we could provide the services to our community and other communities that everybody else is doing. I'm not so much concerned about the shade of my complexion as opposed to who I'm hiring and who I am within my business. Because everything starts at the top. Fish rise from the head, never from the top.
But I think too, we need to change the mind of our people because it is a reality that I remember a nurse was telling me that when she was providing care, I think either for a Haitian patient, and the Haitian patient wanted say no, I wanted a white person to do it, and I feel like that's hurt. I don't know if it was a Haitian, but I know it was from somebody from the Caribbean. But it's tough because what happened is we I guess you heard that too. Oh, I want a Jewish lawyer, right? Or Italian lawyer, but they don't know that us, I'm minority, we went to the same school as the Jewish, as the Italian, or as the white, where, sometimes we even get higher grade than them. Because I remember I was like one of the top person in my class. I went to CW Post. So, and I do, like, it's based on the person. It should not be based on the color. And then I think we need to get that out of a people mind, the Caribbean or African American people, just get that out of their mind. Because when you judge each other like that, somebody that look like you also judging yourself. Because you Haitian and you telling me, oh, I don't want to do business with Haitian.
It's true.
Who the heck you think you are? It pissed me off because you were Haitian also, or African descent, and we from the same place.
It's true. I agree with you. And I also understand where the other person is coming from too as well. And it's because a lot of times one person will ruin it for the rest of them. They will start something off good.
No, but it should not be. But let's say if an Italian did something bad or a Jewish lawyer did something bad, are you gonna blame the whole Jewish or Italian? No, they're probably not gonna do that. And because I had a bad story about lawyers who did not provide good service. But if people say, "Oh, now
they're going to continue to have business." We as minorities, we have stereotypes that we will fight against forever. And this is the reason why I'm telling you, when I speak to someone of minority that runs business, I'm telling them, listen, you need to do this, because you already have stereotypes that you're going to fight against. So do not pile onto it. And it's bad. It's not fair because we always are fighting for something. But at the end of the day, if you do what you do and you do it the right way, I tell people never worry about the money. Do not worry about the money. Wow, that's so crazy to say because we're in it for the money, right? Don't worry about the money because the money is going to come as long as you do what you're supposed to do. I don't worry about the money. I know I'm going to get paid. What I worry about is how do I talk to my customers? How do my staff talk to my customers? Are we on time? Did my kids have a good day today?
Yeah.
Did they have a good day? Are they safe? Are they clean? Did they have a good day today? That's my number one concern.
Yeah, it's not the money to say, it's the respect. That's what I was,
the money will come because they're gonna have to pay.
Yeah, the main thing is making sure that our people respect us too, and then we as the business owner respect each other too.
Yeah, we cannot force people to respect us because you have some people, their mindsets are just not there. The only thing that we can do is only control how we react to what's going on and stuff like that. So it's impossible because you have some people that come in and they're like, but you need to know how to conduct yourself. That person, you will not be able to do business with that person and stuff like that. So I don't take it personal. Any of my parents can come here and my parents can tell you, like, Juju don't sleep. They call me Juju. Juju don't sleep. And she's very strict and she's very regulated. And I have to be that way because what I do is extremely important. And I don't want to fall into the stereotypes. And I want to start eliminating the stereotypes. I want to eliminate them. So I don't mind being, the person that kind of gets looked over because when someone get with me, they get the best. And their kids get the absolute best. And then I got people calling me, oh, I heard, I was like, oh, did you? You heard that? Oh, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. They lost out. I don't lose at the end of the day because at the end of the day, I'm going to get paid. What is more concerning to me is that my kids get the best quality of childcare. Their family feel comfortable at work and they could call me with any comments or concerns and we can take care of it right then and there. And we can proceed because what I do, I value what I do and I improve lives in what I do. And not only that, us doing this Showtime at the office right now, I'm hoping that our conversation is able to help minority businesses. And look, I don't care just to minorities. I care to everybody. Able to help small businesses work under work ethics.
Can you mention your business information one more time because we're about to end?
I am the Kids Clubhouse. I'm located in Roosevelt, New York. You could go to Google and go to hashtag Kids Clubhouse, Roosevelt, New York. I'm rated number 1.
And you have phone number? Yes, you are number 1. And your phone number
phone number is 516-499-1961. Again, that's 516-499-1961.
Please only call for business. I know she's beautiful. Only call for business. But I really appreciate you taking out the time, to do this with me because, I think that we have to give back to the community. This is one way of giving back and many other things.
Yes, definitely.
Doing. Yeah. And for somebody, that just want to advise, call us because since we've been in business, I think we're supposed to be there to help each other.
I have some references. If you need any help starting up a childcare, you need any help starting up a daycare, what your daycare should look like. I'm in this for the long run, and I have no problem giving you that information, sharing information, any particular documents that you need. I have no problem.
As long as you're not gonna do it right in my backyard because
you could do it in my backyard. I don't mind.
No, I don't know. If I'm gonna help you, I'm not gonna help you.
Right next door and set up
to compete with me. No.
They could come right next door.
People sometimes grab me like that, but we're here to help you.
At the end of the day, you cannot compete with me. That's my attitude. At the end of the day, I don't believe in you competing. I believe if your daycare is great, my daycare is great. That means this community is going to uprise itself.
Okay.
There's more than enough room for everyone to eat.
Yes, but I don't like the fact that but let me tell you, to me, I feel like I heard this story. Let me quickly, I know we're at the end, that this guy was working in somebody's business, right? Was doing I don't want to mention the type of business, but they were working the business, and then they went to open the business. I would say within 100 feet, which is still is illegal because the law say I think you have to be more than 200 feet, something
Yeah,
like
you have
that.
to have some
Yeah,
distance.
and then you should work for the person. So what I'm saying that it is because remember, if I I'm teaching you or you used to work for me, all my inside information. So that is wrong. That's the way I go. But I don't mind, because what we're supposed to do is network together, right? Let's say you like in a different zip code than me, right? And
Mhm.
then we could even, if I need help, let's say that your daycare was full, you could refer the person to that other person, right? Because that's the way it's supposed to be. It's vice versa. Like if I have too much work, if I'm getting a city contract, and I'm supposed to be able to call you because we're in the same industry and say, hey, you want to take this contract together because I don't have enough people to handle it. That's what it's supposed to be. But our people, sometimes I feel like we're so grimy that we instead of we here to hurt each other instead of helping each other. And then
Yeah.
that's what is wrong,
I'm here for it. If you want
Yeah.
information, I'll give you the information. If you want to set up camp in the backyard, go
Yeah.
ahead.
But
Go right ahead and knock yourself
we're,
out, because you know what it is? It takes so
Mhm.
much to run. It takes so much to run. I wouldn't mind having daycares like mine in Roosevelt, because that means those kids in that community is
Yeah,
going to be so much better off.
exactly.
Because you could set up camp in the backyard. My backyard is pretty big. Set up camp all you want.
Eh,
But at the end of the day, I know what I got.
yeah, so
I
thank
know
you
what I got.
again.
So
Thank you again. Let me quickly mention my business. You could check us on smartytax.net or call our office 516-673-4677. Again, 516-673-4677. And then we're located on 237-33 Jamaica Avenue, Belrose, New York. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You did a wonderful job.
yay.
So and thank you to the listener audience. Without you, we'll not have a show. Again, this is Showtime at the office. We are on.
Labor Day edition from
Yes.
home.
Oh, yeah. Labor
From
Day.
home,
That's
Labor
it.
Day
That's
edition from
it.
home.
Yes, from home. Yes, I love the way you put that. Beautiful. Take care.
Thank
Peace.
you.
We love you guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye
Thank you.
everyone.
All
Bye.
right.